They erased names, rewrote history, divided families, poisoned communities, and sold lies as freedom, Black America. How many generations must disappear before we finally wake up?
They told us entertainment was enough. They told us surviving was winning.
Meanwhile, schools decline.
Community suffered, and another generation grew up disconnected from history.
Black
America,
wake up before they bury another generation.
teach the children truth before the system shapes them.
Learn the history they tried to erase from education. Build unity,
Build ownership,
build ownership.
build stronger foundations.
Black America,
Wake up,
before they bury.
another generation.
They took Africans from kingdoms and villages, packed them inside slave ships, chained them for months across the Atlantic Ocean. Millions died before even reaching American soil. Families were separated forever. Children were sold away from mothers. Men were beaten for reading books. Women were assaulted without justice. Slave owners built wealth from free labor, while black bodies were treated like property under American law. After slavery ended in 1865, freedom still did not arrive. Equally, Black Americans faced black codes, lynching, segregation, and Jim Crow laws. Schools were separated, neighborhoods were separated, hospitals were separated, voting rights were blocked through intimidation, literacy tests and violence. Entire black towns were burned to the ground, like Tulsa in 1921, where successful black businesses were destroyed by racist mobs. The government created redlining policies that denied black families home loans and wealth building opportunities. Highways were built through black neighborhoods. Factories left cities, and unemployment rose. Drugs flooded communities during the crack epidemic, while prisons expanded across America. Sentences for crack cocaine were far harsher than powder cocaine, even though both were forms of the same drug. Millions of black men disappeared into prisons, while families struggled without fathers and sons.
They told us entertainment was enough. They told us surviving was winning.
Meanwhile, schools decline.
Community suffered, and another generation grew up disconnected from history. Black America,
Wake up before they bury another generation.
teach the children truth before the system shapes them.
Learn the history they tried to erase from education. Build unity,
Build ownership,
build ownership.
build stronger foundations.
Black America,
Wake up before they bury another generation.
the civil rights movement brought change through sacrifice. People marched, protested, and died, demanding equal treatment under the law. Leaders like Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, and many others spoke about education, economics, and self-respect. Yet decades later, many black communities still face underfunded schools, police violence, poverty, health disparities, and limited access to opportunity. Social media spreads distractions faster than knowledge. Music corporations profit from promoting violence, division, and destruction, while ownership stays in the hands of executives far away from the neighborhoods affected by the messages. Black consumers spend billions every year, yet much of that money leaves the community instead of circulating to create businesses, jobs, and property ownership. History is often shortened inside classrooms. Many students learn little about African civilizations, invented scientists, or economic achievements. Some grow up believing slavery is the beginning of black history, instead of understanding the depth of African cultures before colonization. Without knowledge of history, many young people lose identity, direction, and confidence.
Communities cannot survive without fathers present, mothers supported, children educated, and neighbors united. Political promises alone
will not save future generations. Real change requires discipline,
Financial literacy,
education,
land.
ownership, voting awareness, and community organization.
Wake up now,
Study the past now,
protect the youth now,
build the future now.
before another generation.
Disappears into prisons.
Poverty, violence, and hopelessness.
Every generation receives a warning.
Less than a minute, guys.
Every generation faces a choice. Remain divided and distracted, or rebuild families, knowledge.
And economic strength together.
Black America.
The future depends on what happens now.
History already showed the consequences of silence.
Division and ignorance.
The next generation is watching and waiting for leadership.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Antifa War Room. My name is Rig, aka U.S. Army Overlord, and we are I'm in year 6 and fighting and representing for Black liberation. Been banned 31 times, countless death threats, swatted a few times, but it is what it is. That's par for the course, though. Tonight we're gonna be talking about abolishing ICE, right? Abolishing the police department. I think people need to have a serious conversation and see these organizations for what they are, tools of white supremacy. I'm gonna lay out a case of why there should not ever be ICE again, and really why the slave catchers need to go away too. We can replace that with some kind of small security force, but America is far too over-policed and is really there to uphold white supremacy. Many of these cops are openly racist. They're unqualified, and they're horribly corrupt, especially in southern states. But they're not limited. The corruption is not limited to the South. LAPD, NYPD, some of the most corrupt police forces on earth. Period. I said what I said. I stand 10 toes down on that. All you gotta do is look at how they handling ICE, and look how they handle everyday people. So it is what it is. I think we have to have a truthful conversation. We have to have a truthful conversation. Since people are talking about this, we can't fall for the propaganda again. Hey, I'm glad you're listening to me from your vehicle. That's good stuff. But we cannot continue to fall for the propaganda. Police officers, since the time of being slave catchers themselves, have always fought against Black people as a community. And there is no point in American history where cops really were there for us. They never were. Black people make up 50% of exonerations. 50% of exonerations. That lets you know that we've been overcharged and illegally charged. You say, where's T and Ava? I've been seeing them every day. They was on today too. Yeah, they're on. They're doing their thing. You know, Ava's brilliant. And T's in there, hanging in there, fighting. They still, fighting their battles on TikTok, doing what they got to do. So we all have to, play our part, right? We all have to play our part and walk our path, and that's what's happening now. I just think that we really got to elevate the conversation. With election season coming on, the propaganda machines are back at it again. Do not let these people lie to you and tell you that there's both sides to fascism. There's both sides to this racism. There's both sides to the Republican Party being fascist. The Republican Party I knew died with John McCain. And really, I did not understand how racist it was then. I was ignorant too. I had to drink a lot of Kool-Aid even to get as far as I did in the military. Over time, I started waking up to the truth. And really, with the death of George Floyd, that's why I'm here. The death of George Floyd was my final breaking point. There was no way I could reconcile that the cops were the good guys. When I watched him take his last breath after begging for mercy, after being handcuffed on the ground, cop kneeling on his neck, And then I was done, man. I was done. I knew what I wanted to do with my life. I knew what I had to do. My conscience compelled me to do it. And that's why I'm here. So no matter what path it takes, no matter what dark path I have to walk, I'm willing to walk it. We must dismantle these systems. We must dismantle the systems. We must dismantle ICE. ICE must go away. Policing in America must go away. It must go away. It does not serve the community. Even in a riot situation, I've been in the LA riots. The police officers were not there. They left. They fell back. They fell back. They have no constitutional right to help you as an individual. So why do you still give these people your support? Most of these people, like I said, not qualified, openly racist, and they're here to support a system that destroys Black life. But we're going to show some videos. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about ICE. We know what they're doing. They're straight kidnappers. The horrific crimes they've been doing around the country. So I don't know why anybody will be getting sidetracked about the DSA or anything else political when you have concentration camps being built. If any Democrat wants to be taken seriously, what are we going to do to liberate those concentration camps? What is your plan to end these prisons? These prisons need to go away too. It is all corruption. It is all corruption. So, all right, let's get it. This is in California. You got mass individuals grabbing this Mexican teenager right now. Ridiculous. These guys got their face covered. And this is kid. Por favor, no dejes que me lleve Yuhuaca. Right, you see this guy's out here with his little shirt on. I go tell them. Yuhuaca. No. Out here with your face covered. No. So they are kidnapped. Where are they? And we have normalized it. Right, we have normalized this behavior. He's fighting. There's no war. They don't have any proof to arrest them. They're just snatching people off. This is happening in a blue state. So my question is, where the hell is Gavin Newsom? Where is the mayor? Right, you are still letting these people be kidnapped. And sent off to you want to go to the ground? He tells them you want to go to the ground, right? So they go listen. They put the unmarked vehicles. None of these cars are marked. None of these cars are marked.
Back off, relax.
A violation of the First Amendment right. And everyone has those rights.
Back up, stand 10 feet away. You're going to get arrested. Stand 10 feet away.
Correct. You can't, even you go get arrested. ICE don't have the power to arrest you.
Open the door.
And you guys are crazy. You let them do it.
Stop.
Right? That's how they do it. So they abandoned the first vehicle. Right? They abandoned the first vehicle and throw him in his SUV. Couldn't get him. They couldn't get him in the first vehicle. He talked too much. So they throw him in the SUV now. Now they got another person there. But this is tactic. And we cannot allow this.
Hey. Stand back a little bit. Wait for my suit.
Teenagers, they've been doing something. They can sue the government, but that's going to take time. What we need to do, the streets got to rise up. The streets got to rise up. That's what's got to happen. The streets got to rise up. These guys are far too comfortable out here just kidnapping because they've been told this. Remember, Vice President told these criminals that they have absolute immunity. They've been told that they have absolute immunity. Whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean. Hey, we could talk about some LAPD stories. I will open up. As a matter of fact, Friday, right? We could talk about some LAPD stories. LAPD is one of the reasons why I became a soldier. I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Like, I don't know if you guys remember Chief Daryl Gates. Chief Daryl Gates was one racist motherfucker. And the LAPD under him was openly fucking racist. Openly fucking racist. They did not give a fuck about black people. This is why I laugh in disbelief when people try to defend these slave catchers. What do you mean you shouldn't defund the police? It should be abolish the police. We don't need the police. The police does not help us. I've called 911 maybe 3 times in my life. The first time during the LA riots, didn't shit happen, right? They was gone. It was off the hook, did not work. I think, shit. I called them later on for an issue, and I was treated like a criminal. Right? They put me in the back of the car and cuffed me up. And I don't even think the third time I even dialed 911. I just called the normal police line. I had, information to give them about some people who stole my stuff because I had cameras. Even with the camera evidence, they didn't do shit. So I've learned. I've only dialed 911 actually twice. And did not get help either time. So I don't dial 911. I do not do it. I don't fuck with the police at all because what do I need with slave catchers? They do not help black communities. They just don't. They don't. Especially in red states. As you can see, this is the handiwork of police officers. Right? Hey, this sweater I'm wearing right here is the handiwork of police officers. This is why policing in America should be abolished. It should be absolutely abolished. Yeah, I'm from Long Beach, man. Long Beach, California. Born and raised, man. Long Beach, California. I left Long Beach when I joined the Army. My final day was May 27th, 1993. 5 days after my 19th birthday, man. I left. And I never looked back, man. Never looked back. 22 years, 11 months and 4 days, man. I retired from the Army. And it was a, treacherous path. But I've come closer to dying in my own neighborhood. Let's just keep it 1,000. More LAPD police officers point their guns at me than enemy soldiers did. I can tell you that. I can tell you that for a fact. More LAPD police officers point their weapon at me. The first time I had a police officer pointing their weapon at my head, I was riding in a car with my brother. We were just riding together. That was our only crime. That's when we coined the phrase riding while black. We were riding while black. And if you ride while black, and these slave catchers come after you. They pull you over. They make up bullshit reasons that you stole the vehicle. It's always something. You always fit the description, right? That's their number one catchphrase. You fit the description. Well, listen, if they thought we was Crips, then they don't. What Crip wearing Magic Johnson shirts? Because that's not Crip colors. And they're supposed to have all this money they spent on gang task force. But they didn't do that. They were just here to shake you down. And listen, I had cops straight tell it to my face. Hey, nigger, who you think they're going to believe, me or you? Straight up. This is LAPD for you. LAPD. LAPD, man. NYPD ain't much better. So I don't know why we've let these police officers get more militarized. Think about the bombing. They bombed American cities from the air. The police did this. They bombed Philadelphia. But yeah, Mark Furman, racist as fuck. Right? Hey, that's why OJ got off. Because of Furman. This shit, as corrupt as he was, didn't he lie and tell people he never said the N-word? Demon, please. Demon, please. Mark Furman was racist in the motherfucker. Period. And this is in the blue state of California. It was pretty red when I was there under the Reagan years. Yes, they did. They started all that SWAT shit. They did all this stuff to weaponize against us. These people have been declared war on us. That's why I say, listen, they want you to give up your weapons while they let the slave catchers run out here with military grade weaponry. The police must be abolished. If you want to fight crime, get rid of poverty. The reason why you got people out here stealing because they don't have enough to eat, because billionaires have no regulation on their greed. That's the problem. Tax the fucking church, eat the rich, abolish police officers. And I'm here. If somebody has an argument to tell me, give me some bullet points of why we should have police officers. And for every bullet point that you give me, I will give you 3 examples of where slave catchers have been hostile to Black life. Period. I can do this all day. I give you 3 examples where slave catchers have been hostile to Black life. Matter of fact, hold on. Shit, as on cue, let's go to the first one.
This black man and this Mexican man are electricians who were minding their business, working on a job, and the police started treating them like this.
I'm just working, ma'am. That's it.
The black man and the Mexican man fully complied with police by stopping everything they were working on, getting on the ground with their hands up and saying, "I'm just working, ma'am." But then this pathetic cop pulls her gun out on them.
Hold your hands! Hold your hands!
You see how they point? They come so quick with the weapon out.
I'm not.
On your back!
On my back.
On your stomach!
On my stomach?
Yes!
How is this lady a cop? She don't even know what she doing. Talking about get on your back.
We just here working, ma'am.
Yeah,
That's
I'm live.
it.
Can you leave that light off?
I only have tools on me.
Here, it was good, but can we do this after the
Which
live?
way?
This way.
Just secure them for now. I got you. I got you covered. Secure them
Get on your back.
until we figure out what's going on.
On my back?
On your stomach, sorry.
On your stomach.
On your stomach, sorry. You're fine.
This
That's
is-
secure.
You are not under arrest.
You're not under arrest. Just detained. There's a shooting.
Yeah, I understand.
Officer, there's no shooting.
Yeah, we just bystanders. I didn't know you get cuffed up for being a
Be
bystander.
quiet. Please, you're not making it easier.
I'm just working though, ma'am.
They're
And you
not
treat
making
me
it
like I
easier
got something to do with it.
violate the right.
Please.
It's already bad enough for my
Please,
skin this
Can
color.
you just sit down here? Okay, can you just sit against the wall? Please, scoot yourself over.
This is crazy.
Not only are these cops racist, they stupid as hell.
Hang on, hang on. Hey, sit still.
She told me to scoot over there.
That's fine.
Yeah.
To the wall.
What y'all want me to do?
No, sit against the
Ah, okay. Y'all confused and y'all look scared like y'all don't know who y'all want to shoot. I ain't.
Hey,
I'm
I need
just
you to shut
working.
the fuck up!
Hey, handcuff
You
him.
hear me?
Hey, it's all right.
You have to
Handcuff
talk
him.
to him.
Handcuff
You
the
thought
second
you
guy.
talking
We're
shit?
good.
Like,
I need your badge number, man. This is crazy.
who need these people? Who need these people?
I need your badge number, ma'am. This is crazy.
What good are police officers doing for Black people? It's Dippy Day, man.
There's 2 officers that are shot. I need you police to be cooperative and have some fucking dignity.
I can talk though, ma'am. I'm just
You're
working.
not in those fucking cops that will show you how to talk!
It's all right.
Yeah.
You got him.
Hey, listen.
Settle it down.
You
don't have to act like that.
Whoever this
You don't
trash
need to
ass cop
violate
is, she
right.
needs to be fired immediately. But this is a perfect example of how half of America sees blacks and Mexicans. They was already complying on the ground with their hands up. It was no need to put them in handcuffs. It was no need to talk to them like that. And it was no need to treat them like they was guilty. I bet that female cop thinks she a Christian too.
So, once again, why do you need slave catchers here? Somebody tell me. Police officers have never done shit for me. I can tell you that for in my entire 52 years on this earth. The only thing a cop has done for me is give me a break on a speeding ticket. That's it. That's it. They never solved any crimes. Even when I gave them videotape evidence, they cannot even recover shit. They don't even give a fuck. So I don't know why people think that 1, cops are the good guys, 2, they're competent, and 3, they're not racist, because the system itself is racist. These police officers are here for one thing: to keep your black ass on your side of the tracks, period. They don't give a fuck about law and order. How many times have black people been killed while eating ice cream in your own home, while walking across the street, while trying to spend a $20 bill, sleeping in your own house, going to a pot of water in your own house? So we know if you're talking about the police, who are they here for? It's exactly carrying a pellet gun. So why do you need a police force? They're not here for us. They are here to keep the billionaires in power. That's what they're here for. And I argue that we need to abolish the police department. Stop all the taxing they do. Stop all the ticket writing, all that bullshit. All that shit is a grift. They tax you without representation. Go look at poor black communities and see how much tickets they write against them. Here in Virginia, they was exposed targeting black people. It was one cop, he arrested like fucking 90% black people or pulled them over and gave them tickets. 90% black people here in Virginia. A white lady exposed them. So once again, the system is corrupt. It's not a few bad apples. The entire system of police in America and policing is absolutely built for white supremacy. And I tell you that there are no good cops, right? The system itself is corrupt. And I get some people got to make a living, but you got to be truthful. If you in there with your eyes wide open, you got to see the corruption as well as I do. You got to see what they do. I could never be a cop. That's the one profession I forbid my sons to do. Do not be a fucking police officer. I would never be a police officer. Why would I go after my own people? They are corrupt, man. And there is no cleaning that up. There is no amount of training that's going to help that system. America has the most people arrested on earth per capita. And that's by design, to keep that slave system going. Because if you're incarcerated, they can violate you, and now you can be a legal slave under the 13th Amendment. And this is why everyone needs to get on board with getting rid of the police. Let's get rid of them. Let's cut those salaries. Let's fire hundreds of thousands of cops. Just like they fired hundreds of thousands of black women, get rid of these cops and watch how your life improved. And ban all, that's why I say no police officer should be able to write you a ticket and charge you money. That should be out the window, man. All that is used as a tool to oppress black people. You go look at Lexington, Mississippi. I'm going to do a deep dive on that again. Probably this week or next week. They got mass graves out there in Mississippi. Cops raping black women with impunity. Tasing people to the point where they're vomiting at the mouth. Continue to tase them. The taser is considered lethal if you hold it more than 15 seconds. They was tasing black people 45 seconds, a minute at a time to inflict as much punishment as possible. And you tell me that we need cops? We do not need slave catchers in America. We do not need them. We'd be far better off without them. We damn sure need ICE. ICE are criminals. They are hiring criminals. Let's get it.
Meet David Brulette, an Army vet who threw boiling hot water on his wife while she held their child, beat his teenage daughter, threatened to slit women's throats, and was initially rejected by military recruiters due to his severe mental health history. He's the ICE agent who murdered Johann Sebastian Duran Guerrero and then cuffed his lifeless body. Let's get into it. So ICE lists initially identified David, but an exclusive report from the AP dives into how sick and twisted this killer is. David's own family says he should have never been given a badge and a gun. His ex-wife Ashley told the AP that he once threw boiling hot water at her while she held their child, a detail that was confirmed by her mama. His second ex-wife filed multiple protection orders alleging he stalked and harassed her and physically abused his daughter, once tackling the teenager and smashing spaghetti in her hair. In a voicemail from late 2025, David told his ex-wife that she and the women in her bloodline should have their throats cut on a recording that was shared with the AP. David's history of mental illness is extensive. According to AP interviews with a close relative, he was diagnosed with severe bipolar disorder and ADHD as a child, attempted suicide twice at age 12, and was hospitalized multiple times. He was initially rejected by military recruiters because of his diagnoses, but recruiters encouraged him to go off his medications for a year and reapply, which he did. He served in the main Army National Guard and later the regular army, deploying to Afghanistan from May 2012 to February 2013. His relative believes Afghanistan destroyed him and trained him to be a killing monster, a machine. Despite all this, David was hired by ICE in late 2025, and his ex-wife didn't even believe him at first, thinking that he was just having another mental health episode when he told her he had been hired. After the shooting, he called his ex-wife and daughter, telling him it was a justified shooting and that the man that he just murdered was trying to run him over. He asked his ex-wife not to talk about the abuse, saying the most important thing is his character right now. He is now in protective custody. At least 10 people have died in encounters with immigration agents since Trump launched his mass deportation operations after he retook office. And people like David are being hired by ICE en masse. If he asked his own ex-wife that he abused to lie for him, imagine the lengths he will go to cover up and justify his actions. This is Monique with the Black Belt Daily, signing out.
All child support. Yeah, we did. We did. You're
All right, this is the message, guys. This is the message he left for his ex-wife.
all your money is my money. Come back and fight me, you little fat cunt. Come back and disgusting fat cunt. And all of you should have your fucking throat cut. Yeah, you should. Am I threatening that I'm going to do that? Nope. Nope. But do I think that you should have your fucking throat cuts? Or should have had them cut? Yep.
David, back in November, brought up that he had accepted.
So he was with ICE. Even after all this out there, he is hired by ICE because ICE do not give a fuck about background checks. They want you violent. They want you violent and cruel. And this is why no one should be respecting ICE. ICE does not follow the Constitution. So since they ignore the Constitution, their authority should be ignored. And they don't have the power to arrest American citizens. They're doing it any fucking way. And so until they meet resistance in these streets, they go keep doing what they're doing. People gonna have to match and exceed their energy. ICE as an agency needs to be abolished. It is beyond redemption. Fuck training. Who needs it? It is there to uphold white supremacy. Immigration is a joke. Immigration is shit that racist white people talk about. I don't give a fuck about immigration. Never have. It was never my radar. They scream open borders, illegal, illegal, illegal. Who is more illegal than white people in this country? Who is breaking the law more than white people in this country? It's not even close. But white people love to lie. White males commit far more crimes than immigrants. Far more crimes. Far more egregious crimes. But they scapegoat the Hispanic community, just like they've been scapegoating us. So we need this whole debate about ICE as a legitimate agency, that needs to be over with. Everybody that works as a field agent, fire their ass immediately. As soon as you come to power, tell them motherfuckers you got till sundown. If I became president, my first executive order, ban ICE. Everybody that's worked as an agent in the field, doing dirt, you got till sundown to turn your badge and gun in. Period. And stand by to be investigated. Everybody who went out here and did illegal shit, do the same thing to them. Do the same thing to them. They don't care about law and order. It's a joke. They don't care about meritocracy. It's a joke. These demons are here to push white supremacy. They're literally built in concentration camps in this country and celebrating it. They celebrated Alligator Auschwitz. They love that place. They were selling merch because they're racist fucking demons. And we've been knowing. Black people warned the rest of the country what will happen if you let Trump back in power. They warned you. I mean, they had a whole racist ass handbook, Project 2025. They told you what they're going to do. It was never about law and order or serving and protecting. Police officers are here to keep you in your relative spot, keep you in your zone. and shake down black and brown communities. Hell, LAPD executed the Mexican dude while he was walking home on the phone with his girlfriend. Cop jumped out, popped him. The one who was driving stopped the car, jumped out while he was on the ground, started popping him while he was on the ground. Straight murder. And what they do, that's why I tell you that LAPD that shit. Why did the Rampart Division, the movie man, like The Shield and damn Training Day. That's all Rampart Division. Openly corrupt organizations. So when I tell you fuck the police, it's not just a song. It's a lifestyle, baby. We do not need slave catchers in this country. We damn sure don't need ICE. You want to save money? Get rid of them organizations and put that money into crime. You can have some type of units that have to deal with like mass shooting events, but that's a specialized thing for that. And maybe some detectives, I guess. But shit, ain't nobody do no detective work in Mississippi. The coroner's corrupt. The entire system is corrupt. This shit is about slavery. It always has been. America has never abolished slavery. Take as long as you need with that. The United States of America has never abolished slavery. It still exists.
800,000 human beings being paid between nothing and 52 cents an hour, generating billions of dollars every single year in the United States of America. And Louisiana just decided it wanted more. $29 million. That's what Louisiana already extracts from modern day slavery every single year. There are 13,000 unhoused people in the state right now, and a new law just made poverty a felony. The plantation is ready, and it's called Angola, named after the African country European settlers trafficked enslaved people from. The only thing missing was the bodies. What's happening in Louisiana isn't isolated. It's coordinated. While they criminalize black poverty in the streets, they're simultaneously stripping black people of the only weapon they had to fight back at the ballot box. On Wednesday, the Supreme Court voted 6-3 to gut Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act of 1965, the last remaining major protection against racially discriminatory redistricting. Within 1 hour of that ruling, Florida redrew its congressional maps to eliminate majority black districts. Other Republican states are already moving to do the same. At the same time, Louisiana passed a law criminalizing homelessness. A first offense carries a $500 fine and 6 months in prison. A second offense? Well, that's a felony. 1 to 2 years in prison with hard labor. If you can't pay for your court-mandated treatment, the bill requires you to perform unpaid labor for the government to pay off the debt. They call it the Streets to Success Act. The president of the Louisiana NAACP said it plainly. You're turning homeless people into criminals. We're going to put them in jail because they didn't have the means to make it? Now understand where those people are going. Angola is the largest maximum security prison in the United States of America. 80% of its 6,300 inmates are black. Angola's mostly black inmates are still forced to pick cotton in the same fields as before slavery was abolished. The guards who oversee them are called freemen. It's always been slavery by another name, and they just voted to make sure you can't vote your way out of it. America didn't become the most powerful nation on earth despite slavery. It became powerful because of it. And the people who inherited that power have never stopped searching for a way to return to it. And they want to make America great again. Just not for you. And if you didn't know, now you know. 800.
Facts. So we've been knowing, guys. We've been knowing. So when I tell you that police officers, policing in this country should be banned, that's what I'm talking about. It is racist, guys. It is racist. It's racism. They are here to uphold white supremacy by any means. and they lie to themselves and lie to other people and get mad when we call them out. So this is crazy that we're here, but we are. And I think that we need to have an honest discussion, because this is really the last call for democracy. And so you got to know to vote. But we also need to know what you're voting for. You need to put people in there who want to abolish the police, people who want to abolish ICE, who want to come back and pull all of this. Hey, listen, I hear you about God seeing everything, but listen, we ain't got time to wait on that no more, because waiting on God got us damn hundreds of years of chattel slavery. So God is putting that on us now to fight. It's time to be on that Nat Turner shit, straight up. Remember, the slaves did not pray them way out. Jesus Christ did not free us from slavery, and no other deity did. Black hands spilled white blood to get out of slavery. They fled, they left, they withheld their labor, they fought back. And a whole ass civil war was fought over it. And yes, other white people fought against it too, the ones who started siding with the abolitionists. But it only because so many uprisings was happening. They couldn't hold it anymore. So please understand that we have to get out here now and do our part. Every generation of Black people have to fight against the system. It is our turn. Donald Trump is just the latest iteration of white supremacy. He may be the worst form of it. Well, he's pretty bad, right? I guess the worst form would be under the slavers. Right, so the founding fathers was probably the worst in my opinion, because they were slavers, and slavery was still legal then. Chattel slavery was still legal. But understand, that mentality has never changed. This is why I'm laying out a case to abolish ICE, to abolish the police department, because they do not serve the Black community. In fact, they persecute the Black community. They illegally tax the Black community, and they celebrate the death and destruction of the Black community and brown community now too. So this is where we are. And this is just cold, hard facts, guys. It's not my personal opinion. These things happen. You can see on his sweater, this hoodie, all the people who lost their lives were exterminated by these corrupt slave catchers. And that's what it's been about, guys. It's always been about the money. There's a reason why on our currency it says, "In God we trust." Because the God of America has always been money. It has always been money. That is America's God. They serve money. That's why they worship billionaires. That's why they let Elon Musk, a Nazi, become a trillionaire briefly. And not even Nazi Germany did that. That is why we're here. And that's why I'm laying out a case to abolish ICE as an organization, punish the people who broke the law within that organization, abolish policing, end the war on drugs, vet all judges, revoke a lot of their stuff, especially in the South. No more lifetime positions for anyone. No more lifetime positions. All that shit does is breed corruption. You got judges in Texas giving people 100 years. 100 years, and nobody lost their life. They killed like 5 police officers January 6th. And none of them got nowhere near 100 years. They was given 22 years, and not a white person, right? It was the token. It was that token for the Powerpuff Boys who got sentenced to 22 years. Because even then, they still gonna be racist. That is why I'm telling you, when they talk about law and order, all that is just code word for lock up Black and brown people. They don't give a damn about that. Look at Nixon, how corrupt he was. They did not get rid of him. He did not serve a day in jail. Donald Trump is 100 times worse than Nixon was. And look at him. They put him back in power after the insurrection, after being convicted. The only president convicted of 34 felonies. The only president who had thousands of lawsuits even before he became president. The only president who led an insurrection in 4K and was rewarded for it. Went back and pardoned the actual criminals. White people do not give a fuck about the rule of law in this country. They don't. It is one big crime syndicate. And ICE needs to go. And you need to be prepared, man, because they're going to use these people to try to stay in power. And it's always been about race, guys. This country, it's all been about race.
Top row. Start on the left. Culp Gray walked into a school and killed 4 people, wounded 4 more. He had a weapon in his hands when they found him, and they took him in alive. Cuffs, Miranda writes, a cell with a cot in it. Next to him, Dylan Roof sat in a Bible study for an hour, prayed with those people, then killed 9 of them. He was armed, he ran. And when they caught him, they took him alive. Stopped at a Burger King on the way in. If you remember, he said he was hungry. Peyton Gendron drove 3 hours to find a grocery store full of black folks, killed 10, wounded 3, live streamed it like it was content. Armed to the teeth, body armor, and all arrested, alive, breathing.
And hold on. We have his manifesto too. We have the Buffalo shooter manifesto, right? He was talking about, you know, the great replacement theory, all that shit Tucker Carlson talked about. So watching Fox News, drinking all that shit, racist as hell. He gave a step-by-step plan. He chose that city because it had the most black people in it. He had modified his AR-15 so it could hold high-capacity magazines. Just so you understand. And he was betting to take him. And listen, he avoided white targets. He live-streamed the shooting. He live-streamed that shit. First person he eliminated was a black security guard. Because a black security guard only had a handgun, and he had an AR-15 that he modified to have 30-round magazines. Butchered black people. Is he in Angola? Is he getting sweat? Are they getting sweat equity out that white boy for murdering all those black people? Of course not. Because when they talk about sweat equity, they talk about black people. Even in prison, they treat you according to your race. So understand, do not let these lying demons play in your face. We do not need police as black people in the United States of America. We don't need them. We definitely don't need ICE. But let's continue. Top row, white people. Bottom row, black people. Let's continue.
Travis Rinking, Waffle House, 4 dead, 4 wounded, armed, walked out of there and stayed missing for a day and a half when they found him. Alive. Every single time alive. Now bottom row. And I need you to stay with me, because this is where the math stops adding up. Sean Bell.
Killed nobody, hurt nobody.
Had no weapon. It was the morning of his wedding, 50 shots, 50.
Stephen Clark. Killed nobody, hurt nobody.
Standing in his grandmother's backyard holding a cell phone, 20 shots.
Jalen Walker. Killed nobody, hurt nobody.
Unarmed when he ran. 90 shots.
Hey, 90 shots. Hit him 60 times. Jalen Walker was shot 60 fucking times by slave catchers out there in Ohio. I was out there protesting. They tear gassed us, me and Jolly out there in that bitch. Had drones monitoring us while we was out there. Shot this man 90 times, shot at him 90 times, hit him 60. Who needs the fucking police? Damn sure don't black people.
Out loud.
90. They had to use a diagram in the autopsy because they ran out of room to mark the wounds.
Sonia Massey.
Killed nobody.
Hurt nobody.
Called the police to her own home for help.
And
caught a bullet in her head over a pot of water on her own stove.
So here's the equation.
Plain as I can make it. Top row. 27 dead bodies between them. Armed, dangerous, proven killers.
Total shots fired by police to bring them in?
0. Every one of them got the version of policing we see in the training videos. Patience,
de-escalation,
due process, a courtroom, a future.
Bottom row.
0 bodies,
0 weapons,
0 crimes in progress.
Combined,
They caught over 160 bullets.
Not one of them got a trial.
Not one of them got it tomorrow. You say stop making everything about race.
Friend, I didn't make it about race.
I just read the scoreboard. The people who made it about race are the ones who found the patience to feed a mass murderer a Whopper but couldn't find the restraint to let a grandmother turn off her stove.
You want it to stop being about race.
Don't tell us.
Tell them.
Tell them.
Not let these racist people put in your face, guys. Not let these racist people put in your face.
Tell them.
Hey, right there, explained as clear as it can be. Laid out the case of how these people get assassinated. You see how they assassinate black people? Where were the police when they got Martin Luther King? When they assassinated Fred Hampton? Matter of fact, the police assassinated Fred Hampton. What the fuck are we talking about? Chicago PD. You see the picture? All you gotta do is go research Fred Hampton's picture when he was shot by the Chicago police. They had big ass shit-eating grins on their face. Like they was out there, like they had a big game trophy. They was giddy with that shit. Police officers are a fucking cancer to black people. We do not need cops. We don't need them. And I'm laying you out a case, not based on my feelings, even though I feel very strongly about the situation. Look at what they've done throughout history and what they're still doing today. Who do you think these cops go side with? The ICE criminals who they know attack? Listen, they can run background checks. They know these cops are crooked. These federal officers are corrupt. But they tell you we can't do it. The fucking union succeeded, or the southern states succeeded from the union when Abraham Lincoln became president. People can do what the fuck they want to do. They choose not to because they're weak. They have declared war on black and brown people in this country. And people need to understand, this is their handiwork. This is why they get upset. This hoodie is a voice for the voiceless. These people were shot dead, sometimes not even by the cops. Ahmaud Arbery, they got him like a dog, man. Shot him in broad daylight. My man still had the blood dripping off his hand, literally caught red-handed. Right, when they tell you got caught red-handed, he literally had the blood on his hands. You can go back and look at the video. And the cops did what? The cops consoled him. The cops was there consoling the white boy who murdered this black dude. Murdered him in broad daylight. And only because the streets erupted did they even get any justice in that trial. But look what it took. Look at all the protesting. All the high-powered people that come out for his mama to get some kind of justice. I still haven't heard shit about the DA who set it up. The DA was corrupt as fuck. What the hell? What happened to her court case? Did it disappear? When I tell you that the cops are your enemies, I've had more American police officers point their weapon at me than enemy soldiers. Period. Those are just facts. Those are just facts. The United States of America is the most racist country on earth and possibly the most racist country in human history. They're so racist, they lie to you about even being racist. They lie to you about their history. They elevate the very worst white people. Christopher Columbus. They got slavers on a $20 bill. They think fucking Charlie Kirk is a hero. They built monuments to fucking Trump, a corrupt billionaire, all over the Epstein files. Openly racist, openly corrupt, surrounded by sheer fucking incompetence. He incompetent himself. So we know what we are dealing with. So when I tell you that there should not be ICE, there should not be. And we already know Donald Trump set the example. You can do what you want as president. You can erase any company you want. You can erase any federal agency with an executive order. So whoever comes up in that bitch behind him need to erase ICE with an executive order. Erase wrap up the FBI too. The FBI standards with the shit too. So wrap all that shit up. Save that money. Cut them agencies out. Get rid of CIA. The CIA has been garbage for a while. The CIA, it's ridiculous how much power that agency has. How much blood is on their hands worldwide and here in America too. When they lied and said they don't operate on American soil, but they do. The CIA operates on American soil. They cloak everything in secrecy. So we've been knowing textbook cases of concentration camps being built in this country, human rights violations happening, and people are just sitting here like this is supposed to be normal, like we're supposed to accept this shit. You cannot accept this. America was built on the genocide of natives here. It was built on chattel slavery against my people. The companies exploited that shit, and many of them companies still exist today. The same ones that profited from throwing black bodies into the ocean and claiming the fucking insurance money. They're the same companies here that are raking in billions of dollars. Openly corrupt. And they lie and play in your face. Let's get it.
You guys know who Pam Bondi is? The United States Attorney General. It's the first time I saw her in action yesterday. I mean, I knew who she was, but I didn't know how she was, right? And she got questioned yesterday about releasing the names of the trafficked, the violated, former children whose innocence was currency for power, but not releasing the names of co-conspirators, while survivors sat behind her waiting for the truth. I mean, these women, these powerful women, these brave women, they picked up the pieces of their own tragedies and stood united in a show of moral courage that no one in this administration has attempted to match yet. And Bondi, instead of answering questions, she attacked congressional members personally. And then she turned to the stock market. The Dow is over 50,000 points. The S&P is nearing 7,000. NASDAQ is smashing records. That's what we should be talking about. It was a deflection so abrupt it felt like a confession. Members of Congress asked, and a lot of us, I think, asked, what does the stock market have to do with anything, right? And as you saw, Bondi scoffed and mirrored the question and then said, are you kidding me? And people, I believe, incorrectly called it a dodge, a non sequitur. I don't think it was. I think it was a glimpse of the plainest truth slipping through, a momentary removal of the veil of decency. Because in her calculus, and in the eyes of those who command her, the economy's triumph outweighs the cries of the exploited every single fucking time. Hear me out. You see, the stock market was born in the same cradle of empire that tracked human beings as cargo. As long as the numbers climb, the moral cost is background noise. That's it. And this is no accident of history. It's the actual architecture of American ascent. We rose to power, refusing to see certain bodies as fully human. Now, I mean, I know a lot of you guys know what the transatlantic slave trade is, but it rose to power, it ignited in the 1500s, right? And the companies that were responsible for scaling it into an intercontinental enterprise became so vast, so profitable, they had to do something that no other companies in human history had ever done. They went public. First companies to ever do that. The private company was literally, actually, it was, here's the crazy thing, it was called The Company because it was the biggest company in the world. So people just called it The Company. Think about that. And it was too profitable to remain private. So the Dutch West Indian Company went public in 1621 to fund its empire of extraction and kidnapping. Like today, investors speculated on success. Those who bought shares rooted for the company's victories, even though victory at that time meant more raids, More chains, more kidnapping, more children in dungeons. Inhumanity was not a byproduct. It was the cause. It was the purpose. It was the engine of the machine. Profit required indifference to suffering. And 1/3 of people who were trafficked were under the age of 15. Commodified as labor, property, and yes, sex slaves. In the sugar fields of Barbados, the life expectancy for an enslaved person was 25 years old, burned out by years of relentless toiling and labor and starvation and brutality. And the system just demanded replacement, endless replacement. Let's go, let's go, let's keep moving, let's keep moving. Don't keep them alive. That doesn't matter. Just rape them and work them to death. There's plenty of humans in Africa, or as they would say, plenty of niggers in Africa, that we can continue to do this to and exploit the precious gifts of God's breath instilled into their souls and usurp them for financial gain. Humans reduced to fractions of profit shares. And that's the genius of the market, right? Turning flesh into fungible assets. To be bought, divided, traded, worked to death, and raped. And so now we move on contemporarily to child sex trafficking, and it's the same machinery refined. Epstein's network operated in the shadows of that original American capitalistic bargain, and Bondi's slip wasn't a slip. I think it was the mask slipping off. In the praising of the market amid cries for justice, she's revealing the Faustian heart of rapacious capitalism. It's rotten to the core. Endless growth demanding endless sacrifice. Back then it was chains, now it's hidden rooms. Then it was slave ships, now it's private jets. And yet we live in the illusion that these are separate stories, one of wealth, one of horror, one of the past, one of present. And they're not. They're not. They're the same story, told in different eras. They're entwined. One sustaining the other since the first stocks funded the first slavers. And today, the same indifference endures. Trafficked women, children, and people of color, the poor, they remain disposable. Epstein's network was no aberration. It was a contemporary echo where elite power trades in silence in innocent bodies. Bondi revealed that bargain. Growth above all. The market's rise absolves the rot on which it is built. Look, to confront this, that's to face ourselves. Not just our past, not just our present, also our future. Acknowledging how far we've come by refusing to look down at those the system was built to crush has to stop. We have to name it. We have to name the connection. Because if we keep celebrating the climb while ignoring the backs who bear it, we remain complicit in the oldest American sin, and we cannot heal, we cannot move forward. Past is not prologue when ignored. It is merely prolonging pain. So to anyone in this administration with a heart, this is your moment. Step away from the ledger of power and return to the simple human truth. A moral compass does not bend for a fucking boss. Come home to humanity. Be the first domino to fall toward justice. If you do, you're a hero. And we, the ones on the right side of history, will embrace you as a witness to evil. And if you don't, history will name you something else. Something else entirely. The choice is yours, and I hope you choose light.
There you go. So we've been knowing, guys, the system is old as this country. Older than this country. It's all about profits by any means. Corporate greed over people. That's the issue that we're dealing with. And that's why I lay out a case that I should be abolished. Police should be abolished. Absolutely. So that's what's happening right now. And we have to be realistic about that. Don't let these people lie to your face and play in your face and tell you that this is a both sides thing and that other people, not right now, bro. Yes, not right now. Not right now. And don't take off of my shoes. For some reason, all I need is an hour, people. Oh, dear, come on. Come on. The dog can wait more than an hour before she comes down and get in stuff. And I've been opening that door for them all day.
I know.
Okay, all day.
Hobbies, right? You still gonna scroll him, right?
Yeah, when we're done.
All right.
So probably about 10, I'll take off with them. But this is the issue that we have right now, and we have to rise up at some point because once again, I do not believe that they're going to call it correct. I don't believe the man won all 7 swing states. I told Jolly that even when it happened. I will never believe it, but I absolutely believe that no matter what, if Trump loses the midterms, they will not accept it. They will not accept it. Because out of his own mouth, he said he's the most powerful president in history. And they've made a monster of him. They've made a damn monster, a shitty back monster that stay on them damn diapers, man, shitting in them diapers he got. And they just don't care. They want to call that greatness. They want to call that making America great again. But it's very important that we understand why we are still here. We're in this point in history because of, you named it, white people.
They will gladly pay $10 a gallon for gas if it means black people can't vote. Don't ever underestimate their commitment to hate. I'm Major League, and I'll give you 3 things about it. Thing number 1, Republicans have been chipping away at the Voting Rights Act for over a decade, gradually, piece by piece. They re-elected Trump to make sure the final nail got hammered, and his Supreme Court finished the job. But look at the price they paid for it. Gas is approaching a national average of $5 a gallon. Farms across the country are facing bankruptcy. And for the first time in history, the national debt has eclipsed our national GDP. This is an economic disaster the country has never seen. They killed the Voting Rights Act, and the price? The financial solvency of the entire United States economy. That is the trade MAGA made. Thing number 2, and his voters couldn't give less of a fuck. They're online right now screaming stick it to the libs while their jobs are preparing for another round of layoffs. Lyndon B. Johnson once said, convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man and he won't notice you're picking his pocket. Give him somebody to look down on and he'll empty his pockets for you. That quote has never been more true. Donald Trump's net worth has nearly tripled this term. At the same time, his supporters are being pushed off a financial cliff, and they are calling it winning. Thing number 3. Look, the bottom line is this. They hate black people more than they love themselves. All the proof you need is in their actions. They will accept economic ruin, higher gas, empty shelves, layoffs. They drink so much white supremacist Kool-Aid that their own suffering feels like a victory. They will happily burn down their own house as long as we can't vote in it. But I want to know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments and follow Major League TV on all platforms. And if you want to support my content directly, click the link in my bio and buy your boy a cup of coffee. They will.
Straight up. And so this is what we're talking about.
They erase now.
What, bro? You gotta let me be, man. Let me be. I'm live right now, Mitty. Come on, man. I know, man. I know. But listen. Yes, bro. Yeah, so I'm live right now. Dog trying to lick me. I'm live, bro, and you smell like wet dog. We're gonna do our thing a little later. I know you're looking forward to me and him go on strolls. I can't say the word because you get hyped up. So we take nice long strolls and like, yes, bro. Yes, midnight he here hanging out, licking me, bro. Why are you doing this while I'm live, man? All right, we get to it. I'm about to do this. Yeah, they in their feelings, man. Oh, I see TikTok up in their feelings again. Maybe it's time for me to get ready to dip anyway. Look, guys, we're going to be having some open panels here Friday. We're going to bring up the crew, let you guys discuss, talk about things. You guys want to chit-chat? Well, listen, they like kids. These dogs are all over the place. I'm telling you. They in and out, in and out. If somebody like walking past the back door, they go crazy. They want to run outside and shake them down. Like, this is our area. You can't be here. So it is, yeah. Full-time job, but listen, good security, though. The dogs they make for great security because they see and hear shit that I don't see and hear, and they keep everybody on their toes. It's just that I got two. Midnight is my pit child, and Shuri, the Black Panther, she is a pit bull massive concorso mix, and I call her little land shark because she bite first, ask questions later. So I'm cool with it. She absolutely, hey, if she see this right here, she lose her fucking mind. That dog crashes the fuck out when she see this. And I love this for her. Right? When she see this shit, she crash out. And I also got her I'm gonna program her to attack that Confederate flag too. Because we gotta be ready. Hey, every dog in America should be pissing on that Confederate flag. We need to crush those Confederate losers once and for all. Hey, much love for all of you guys. I know I haven't been out here as much as I could be. I'm trying to stay in here and do what we can. But I will be here nightly this week, 5 days a week right now. We're going to cover it from hopefully from 9 or 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern time. And we're going to continue to do deep dives and talk about things we're talking about. Much love for all of you. And remember, whether it takes 10 months or 10 years, we must be absolutely relentless in our fight against the white delusion of white supremacy.
1713. On the ship Henrietta Marie, chained Africans crossed the Atlantic with no room to stand. Many died before land appeared. Their bodies were thrown into the ocean behind the ship. The ocean saw.
Listen to this closely.
This happened to your bloodline.
This was planned for profit.
Your ancestors still survived it.
The water remembers your ancestors' names. Millions crossed the Atlantic in chains. Many never touched land alive. You are here because they refuse to die quietly.
Yeah. From the 1500s to the 1800s, European ships crossed West Africa, Portugal, Britain, Spain, France, and the Netherlands built this trade. They bought and kidnapped African people for labor in the Americas. Historians estimate that 10 to 12 million Africans survived the crossing. Millions more died before reaching shore. People were taken from Angola, Senegal, Ghana, Nigeria, and Congo. Many were marched hundreds of miles to slave ports and chains. At ports like Elm the Castle and Bonnie, families were separated forever. The crossing became known as the Middle Passage. Ships packed human beings below deck like cargo. Some ships held more than 400 people at once. The British ship Brooks became famous for how tightly people were packed. Men, women, and children were chained together for weeks or months. Many could not sit upright. Disease spread fast in the heat below deck. Dysentery, fever, dehydration, and starvation killed thousands. Women were sexually abused by crew members during the voyage. Some captive jumped into the ocean rather than live in slavery in 1781. The crew of the slave ship zoned through more than 130 Africans into the sea for insurance money. The owners went to court demanding payment for the murdered people. Olaudah Equiana wrote about the smell, the chains, and the screaming in his 1789 book. Your ancestors Lived through organized torture, created for money.
Do not look away from this history.
They counted black bodies as cargo,
But your ancestors kept fighting. The water remembers your ancestors' names. Millions crossed the Atlantic in chains. Many never touched land alive. You are here because they refused to die quietly.
yeah. The Middle Passage helped build the economies of Europe and America. Sugar plantations in the Caribbean depended on enslaved labor. Cotton plantations in the American South depended on enslaved labor. Banks, shipping companies, and insurance firms made fortunes from slavery. Cities like Liverpool and Bristol grew rich from slave voyages in the United States. Slavery expanded after the invention of the cotton gin in 1793. By 1860, nearly 4 million enslaved black people lived in America. Congress banned the importation of enslaved Africans in 1808. But slavery continued inside the country. Children were still sold away from parents at auctions. Black families were still whipped, branded, and controlled by force.